Hello everyone, and what is going on? It's Sensei Pink, and I'm coming back to you guys for my review of Lore Olympus episode 107. Now, again, I'm in the same clothes, the same setup, same everything. You know why? Because we're in quarantine and I got money to buy coins. Okay? I got money to buy coins. So next week if you see me in the same outfit, so be it. And maybe the week after that. Nah. I think you can only buy coins for like after 2 weeks or so. So for me, I'm gonna get this all done in one shot. So before we kick off this episode, and while you're in quarantine, go spend 1 minute. Again, go follow me on both Instagram and Twitter, and hit that subscribe and notification button to see more weekly videos. Following up from last week, we are brought to Hades, who is shook that he just found out that it's Percy's birthday, and that she didn't tell him. Percy then just straight up tells him that she's not really into birthdays, and after some awkwardness between them, Hades asks her what brings her to his office. Percy then returns his coat and thanks him for lending it to her, and then shyly begins to question him about the check that he wrote out to her instead of Hestus Community Center. Addressing this mistake, Hades then begins to write out a new check for Percy, and while doing so, he asks her if he would be allowed to give her a gift, and Percy answers his question with a question by asking him only if he gives other interns birthday gifts. Following up with her response, Hades does tell Percy that although he can't give her a gift, there is someone that he would love for her to meet, and tells her to look down. Now, I don't know if many of you guys noticed, especially since it's not like directly stated, but when Hades is just insisting on Percy to look down, she starts getting a little upset, like, what? Because, it looks like Hades is trying to get her to look down at his manhood section, but we all know that, when she finally looks down, she sees little cute puppy by her feet. Now, swooning over Miss Puppy Perfection, aka his dog, Percy then asks him what is her name. Although Percy thinks that the puppy's name should be Pamelia, Hades tells her that he was thinking about naming her Melly, but he can be persuaded into renaming her. Moving along, Hades decides that while he has Percy in his office, he would like to go over an issue that the payroll department had with her payroll paperwork, because apparently she crossed out everything on the payroll sheet and wrote that she would just like to be paid in physical money, jewels, and gold. Same sis, same. Hades then tells Percy that she cannot receive her payments in the way that she wants them, and that she would need a bank account in order to get paid. After letting her know this, Percy just inadvertently insults him by telling him that her mom says that banks are run by greedy charlatans, which, we all know, or at least I think we all know by now, that Hades is the god of wealth. He owns and runs the banks. And afterwards, the two of them then embark on a journey to one of his banks so that Percy can have a bank account instead of storing all of her money in a shoebox underneath her bed. Finally, at the bank and keeping Pamelia company as Hades goes to find the branch manager, she receives a call from Eros wishing her a happy birthday. We then end off this episode with Eros revealing that both Mint and Hades have broken up officially before having to hang up because his parents are being extremely rowdy in the background. Jumping into my opinions, I really must say that I wanted Hades and Percy to have a really, really nice dinner or something, but hopefully that can still happen after this bank run, or just the bank is just gonna have to do. Second, Hermes, again, is just adorable. And lastly, I really, really, really loved the comedy in this episode. From, the look down comment to the banks are run by greedy charlatans comment made by Percy. I really did have a few chuckles this episode, so Rachel, keep that comedy up, girl. So now that my opinions are all gone, let's jump into some predictions for episode 108. For my first prediction, since Hades received that check back from Percy, I don't think that he's going to be discarding it just yet. Seeing that Percy's going to have a bank account soon, maybe he's going to hold it so that maybe further down the line, he can deposit it into her account. Especially if Hesta, eventually demands her money back for the scholarship that she gave Percy, or, Percy just somehow we get in a situation where she needs money, he'll just throw it up in there for her. But I really think that the Hesta one in the payback of the scholarship is really going to be it. For my second prediction, I know this may be a bit of a stretch, but since Percy just like met Hades' like new little pup, Millie or Amelia, whatever we want to call her, I really begin to feel like this puppy is somewhat linked to Percy. I mean, when we meet this adorable pup, she's just alone and shivering in a cage. Maybe, this little puppy is just like low-key dangerous, and maybe that's why she's locked up. Sort of how like, Percy in her dream, that one time when she was locked in that greenhouse that her mom gave her, or, we can just put it to, Percy's life, how she's sort of locked away in the mortal realm and kind of just unknown to everyone except, Demeter, who's just keeping her there under her protection. You guys know what they say, cute on the outside, bad or like evil on the inside. So watch out. For my third and like final prediction today, I feel like now since Percy knows that, Hades and Mint are no longer a thing, maybe, just maybe, she'll be more inclined to go on a date or something after this bank run. Since Mint is officially out of the picture, I feel like now the two of them really have nothing to stop them. Like there's nothing in the way, and it's just going to set them up for failure. Well guys, let me know, what are your predictions in the comments below? And while you're in the comments, go follow me on both Instagram and Twitter, and scroll up and smash that like button if you enjoyed watching. And lastly guys, hit that subscribe and notification button to see more of me, Sensei Pink.